Today, I'm going to show you how to do this really fun customization onto your website, which is a custom cursor. You can have so much fun with this. So let's jump right into the video and let's get started. So we're going to start with adding the plugin first because that is the easiest for you to do. So let's go ahead and go into our apps here. Let's do all recommended apps and let's head into the App Store. And then the app that we're going to be using today, it's called QuickCode. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and just type it in here, or you could just look for it yourself. But here it is, the QuickCode theme section. So let's go ahead and install that. And as you can see, the rating is only a 6. And the reason for that is because this is a new app to the Shopify App Store. So as you can see, it was launched in 2024. But they are a well-established Shopify theme section company. You can look them up on their own specific website if you want to know more about them. But we'll go through that in just a moment because I want to show you how you can navigate the website and how to add that section if you want to do it manually. So we'll get to that. So let's go ahead and install it here. All right, and just like any other app, you just have to allow for the access, just like any other app. And then it'll add it here. So I'm going to go ahead and pin this right there to my dashboard. And then here is the app. Super simple. So what you can do here is that you can browse through the sections from right in here, or you can just browse through sections right here as an option. And then you have the selection up here with all of the different categories here. Okay. So as you can see, they have lots of different sections. A lot of them here are free. We're going to be using the free ones today, but they do have some for purchase here. So, oops, I don't want to do that. So these are $25 for this particular section. And then they have other options here as well. So purchase section. So like, for example, this one, you can do a one time for $72. They also have a subscription, which is $6 a month. So whichever one, is most convenient for you and your wallet, that's how you would choose which one of these. Okay. So again, I've used them before. The sections are all really great. I have no complaints. So let's move on to their free section, which is the one that we're using today for the cursor. So if you come up right up here where it says free sections, you're able to see any free sections that they currently are offering. So then what you'll do here is we'll go ahead and click on purchase the section. So we're going to do both the basic text blocks because I do want to show you what this is, and then the cursor. So let's go ahead and purchase those. And the basic text block is very much like the rich text section, except that, let me go ahead and click on here. Except that you have the extra line of code here for a subtitle. Okay, now, and also, of course, the difference would be that this is completely customizable. So you can customize it for desktop and you can customize it for mobile, which is why I love their section so much, because it's truly customizable. Once you install it, so then, all right, beautiful. So now you'll have my sections here. So both of the sections that I just downloaded or purchased will be right here. So we're going to go ahead and do the cursor right here. So if we go into more information, and you can do this with anyone, of course, here is a level of support, which they have great support system here, right? So what you'll do here is that you can click on for the instructions. So you can do this for any of the sections. And now what you'll notice, however, that these instructions are for manually adding the sections to your website. Okay, but now that they have the app, you can just simply come down to where it says theme editor and then start from there. Okay, but if you do not want to install the plugin, then you can purchase the section separately and then upload it to your theme. And this is what these instructions will be for. Okay, and we'll go over that as well. But let's go ahead and do the plugin. And then the video, they also have the video tutorial here as well. So this is for the video tutorial. Okay, so for this particular demonstration, I'm going to add it to the Dawn 14 theme. So I'm going to go ahead and add them to both. Now those are both installed. So now let's head over to our customizer, our theme customizer. So let me come to my Dawn 14 right here. Then we head over down to add section. It should be at the bottom, and there we go. So now we have the basic text section and the custom cursor. So let me show you the basic section real quick before we move on to the cursor, which I know that's what you're here for. And I just want to give you, just to show you the flexibility of these sections. So here, as you can see, we have the subtitle, then we have the title, description, and button. Okay. Now, what is great about these sections is here, you can style them however you wish to style. Right here, you have paddings, you have margin for the desktop, and you also have the same thing for the mobile, which is awesome, which is something the rich text section does not allow, right? Then if you come here to the individual areas, so let's do the subtitle. When you click on the subtitle, you can also have the flexibility of changing the color of the subtitle. And not only that, but you can also change the font size. So you can have the font size set to 78, and then you can click on the mobile, and then you can have the mobile font size a little bit smaller, right? So that's why I love these sections so much, because it's truly customizable. All right. Okay, so let's head over to the custom cursor. And now with the custom cursor, it is a very, very simple section. So nothing is going to come up here with the cursor. You're not going to have a section to work on. What you'll do is you'll just have this section right here. And as I said, it's very simple. You just have to upload an image for the mouse icon and then the mouse icon on hover. And then you're able to select the size of those icons. Super, super simple. So now for the icon for this demonstration, I just created something very simple in Canva. So you can do that for yourself. Since 4th of July is coming up, I did it 4th of July. So this is going to be the mouse icon. And then when you hover over it, it's going to be the explosion, the fireworks. So I thought that was really fun. Now the size for this is a 500 by 500. So we're going to go ahead and download it as a PNG, and we're going to do a transparent background. Okay, so let's go ahead and download that. Here it shows you the different file size that you can use for this section. So you can do any one of those three. So I'm going to use the PNGs because it's just the easiest. So we're going to go ahead and select the image. I'm going to bring in those images that I created in Canva. Just like so here. And remember, like always, to name these correctly. All right. So let's go ahead and install this one first for the icon for the mouse, and see how, look how right away it takes effect. Isn't that cute? All right, and then let's do the hover. We want the firework as the hover. There we go. And then now you can also change the size. So if we make it a large, that's what it would look like. Extra large. All right, so I like the large. That's a pretty cool size. So let's go ahead and save that. Let's go to the front end of the site and let's test it out. Isn't that fun? I think this is so much fun. I could imagine for Christmas, this could be like Santa's sleigh, and then when you hover over as a present. So just have fun with it. Of course, it should always match your brand, right? But yeah, have fun with this. Super simple, right? Don't forget to give me a thumbs up. Okay, so that is using the plugin. Now, if you do not want to add a plugin to your site, I completely understand. So let me go ahead and show you how to manually install this section. Let's head over to their website, and we can download the snippet and manually install it on your website. So you can still have these sections and not have the plugin. So again, I'll have all of the direct links here in the description down below for you. But if you go over here to the sections here, you'll have the same navigation as in the app. So you can go to the free section to find the custom cursor. And again, it's currently free, so take advantage. So what you'll do here, you'll click on it, and then you'll just add to cart and make the purchase, right? So you go ahead and do the checkout. And right now they also have, this particular one is free, but if you buy 3 sections, they give you one for free. So that's a great value. So once you do that, you will get an email with the downloadable folder, and it'll come just like this in a zip file. So you will just have to just unzip it. So let's go ahead and extract that so we can unzip. And beautiful. Here we have, these are all of the files that will come with each one of the sections that you purchase that you manually want to download and add to your site. The installation guide is right here, so you can just open up and follow along. So what we'll do, since we're going to manually do it, is let's try it in the Dawn 7. So let me check this out. Let's customize it and make sure that it didn't apply it to this theme so that you can see. All right, perfect. So you see that it's not here in this theme. So we're going to go ahead and install it in the Dawn 7. So we can either edit it from here. So we're going to come into the edit code, but I want to do it from here because I want to make sure that you actually duplicate this theme. So remember, if your website is live, you always want to duplicate your theme before you add any code, just in case you mess up, your site is safe. And what will happen is that you'll have a theme down here and it'll say copy, and then you will go ahead and edit the code from there. Okay. So what you'll do here, so we'll go ahead and edit the code. All right. And then it's going to bring you to this section here, and we're going to go to sections right here, and then we're going to add new section. So this is what we're going to add, a new section here. And then you're going to leave it already where it says liquid. And then you're going to name your section whatever you want to name your section. I'm just going to name it right here, just the cursor, so that I know which one it is. And then we're going to click on done. Then what you'll do is you're going to delete all of that code that is already there. Then we're going to head back to the folder, and we're going to look for the folder that says the TXT. So this is the TXT file. This is what we want. We're going to open that. Then you're going to go ahead and select all, copy, and then bring it right over here and then paste it. Just like that, right? Then you're going to save. All right, now that should be all that you need to do. We're going to go ahead and exit here. Let's go back into the Dawn theme. Let's customize it. Let's head over to our ad section. Let's refresh this. All right, let's go. And here it is, the custom cursor, right? And just like before, we have the same 3 options. So we're going to go ahead and select our images. And again, you can do these images, like I said, from Canva, or you can even use any other, wherever you get icons from Creative Market or Etsy or anything like that. You can get them from there. So let's go ahead and save that. And there we are, our custom cursors. So since everything is working excellently, is that a word? Then what you could do, if you're installed it in the backup like you should, then now you know that everything works and everything looks good. So now you can add the code. Now it's safe to either publish that copy, or you can go ahead and add the code exactly the way you did to the backup. You can add it to the live site now that you know that it works and everything is good. Now, some sections that I would recommend would be if you have a cosmetic. So if you sell skincare or makeup, is this before and after slider? It will make a great addition to any website. I also like this dynamic, flexible grid as well. So those are 2 that I would highly recommend as far as sections from here from Quick Code.